Let me ask you a question. If you are clinically very strong, you continuously make the correct diagnosis and you prescribe the correct treatment plan, will you be a successful doctor in South Africa? What if I told you that stats shows that the most successful doctors in the world, and I get that success is defined in different ways, but financially, the most successful doctors in the world are the ones that can combine clinical medicine and business. And one of the most important attributes in business is negotiation, influence, and empathy. Empathy, bedside manners. How you make someone feel in a conversation, how you communicate a message to someone. In today's society, you will be out of business in a couple of years if there's someone next to you, another doctor that's clinically just as good as you are, but they're light years ahead of you. They've got bedside manners. They've got empathy. They can communicate. They can land a message. They can persuade. And data proves this. 19,000 patients an analysis was done on. And it was found that non-adherence was 20% higher when physicians didn't have rapport with patients. So they didn't have bedside manners. In a study of 900 patients with diabetes, 56% of patients treated by highly empathetic doctors achieved good blood sugar control. That figure was sliced in half, 40% lower if it was done by a doctor that was only clinically strong. Cholesterol, same pattern. It showed the same pattern. 59% of patients achieved great LDL control versus only 44% of those patients if it was done by a doctor that was only clinical strong, didn't have any bedside manners. So clinical knowledge, and I say this to everybody, especially the young students and interns that we work with. Clinical knowledge is what you learn now. That's the medicine. That's the medical information that you have. But communication and influence and empathy, that's how you land the message. There can't be a disconnect. The one needs to reach the other one in the most efficient way possible. And you need empathy. That's why you studied medicine in the first place. And in this episode, we are going to unpack 4 moves, your next 4 moves to help you improve your bedside manners and to help you improve your empathy score. Hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share this with some of your friends and colleagues that might also find value in this video. So point number 1, win the first 60 seconds. Win the first 60 seconds. A patient, a person, a relationship is formed. There's opinions formed within that first minute of the engagement. And a study found that doctors asked patients about all of their concerns in only 36% of the time during the consultation. So what that means is 36 out of 100 patients were completely asked all the questions that was about to be asked. Only 36 out of 100. And even when they did ask all the questions, in a median of 11 seconds, they were interrupted. The patient was interrupted. 11 seconds. And I'm not a doctor, but I get this. In business, or if you're a person in authority, you interrupt quite quickly because you want to get to the point. You only have a certain amount of time left. You think you know the answer, so you want to save time. But trust me, you are actually creating more work for yourself because you're misunderstanding. The book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I've recommended this book to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. It says seek first to understand before trying to be understood. Get into their world, make eye contact, ask better questions. What worries them most? What brought them here today? If we could solve one thing today, what could that be? Default back to, I always share this with our guys, FORD, which stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. If you don't know what to talk about, ask about their family. Get into their world. Ask about their occupation. What do they do for a living? Recreation. Do you guys like going away, traveling, whatever the case might be? Point number 2, create patient ownership. Patient ownership. So in most instances, doctors share that patients are non-compliant. So let's assume this is the case. They're non-compliant. They're not following through with the treatment. What if the reason for that was because they didn't understand or didn't buy in to the way you position it? You just enforced that treatment plan onto them. And I think most people in an authoritative position that's done it a million times, that's just the way they act. Over time, it's please don't ask the question because I know this is the right plan, so you enforce it. But what if we change that idea? I want to invite you to change your wording, the language. You're saying the same thing but with different words. Challenge them, invite them. We have 3 possible places to start, Mr. Patient. Point number 1 is, what if you change your diet? Point number 2, what if you start moving, exercising? Point number 3, medication. Which one would make most sense to you? If we do 1, this is going to be the case. If we do 2, this is going to be the case. Medication is probably my choice, but what do you think? What can you afford? Where can we meet one another? Robert Cialdini explains that people are more likely to honor commitments they chose and stated themselves opposed to someone enforcing it upon them. So point number 3, make the patient teach it back to you. We run a financial advisory firm. We teach new concepts all the time. We try to be innovative and land technical information in a way that's easy to understand. And sometimes I can just see if I ask, do you guys understand? Nobody understands. But everybody says yes, because nobody wants to sound stupid. Nobody wants to look uninformed. So ask them, teach it back to me. What did I just explain to you? Give me an example. And you can do the same for a patient because you share a lot of clinical information and jargon. So ask if they can explain it back to you. Not to test them, but to ensure that the plan makes sense. Listen, I know we just went through this. This is a lot of clinical information, and I sometimes get carried away. What did you understand? Explain it back to me so that we're on the same page. What does this treatment do? Explain it back to me so that we're on the same page. And then the final point, give one unexpected act of service. Keith Ferrazzi, he's the relationship guru. He's networking guru. He's got a book, Never Eat Alone. Phenomenal book. And it explains that everything starts with being unreasonable in your generosity. Win friends, influence people, make them feel good about themselves. In healthcare, be a servant, be kind, give back to someone who never expected it. I know that person needs you. You don't need that person. But what if it's just unexpected, just serving that person? A patient is overwhelmed by a couple of doctors that you've referred. Go to this doctor, here's the numbers. What if you just reply and say, well, this is complicated enough. I know this is a lot on you. I'm going to walk with you to my receptionist and we're going to help you coordinate that first appointment. Or ask your receptionist, call your receptionist, come in, listen, please help this person to get an appointment with this doctor, please. Write personal notes, weddings, birthdays. The person shares with you that his son's birthday is next week, Thursday. Just make a small little note in the files that you've got on the patient and ask them next week when they come to you, how was the birthday? How was the wedding? That 5-second question tells the patient, I remember you. You are not just a file. Your life matters in this practice. This practice has energy. This practice is here to serve people. We pour into people. Have a code of conduct for your practice. Write it out. Have it on the wall. All your people, everybody in your team, they need to adhere to this code of conduct. Find your why in medicine. What is your why? So that when someone walks in, I can see this is the standards. This is the standard for my practice. This is our code of conduct. This is how we treat people. Make them feel good. It feels good to raise up people. It feels good to be someone that people want to be around with. Have that energy that is contagious. Bedside manners leads to information gathering. Empathy is trust building. It is behavior change. It is risk mitigation. Most medical malpractice claims is because there was no bedside manners. If there were bedside manners, that claim would have most probably never been launched. And I want to perhaps end by saying, please don't see this episode as you having to change your persona. Now all of a sudden you need to be a joker and be funnier. You're not a clown. You're not in the entertainment business. You're a doctor. You're a medical doctor. But have that empathy. Just be aware. Be the person that you wish you had when you were dealing with another consultant. And then I want to invite you to do these 4 moves. Firstly, win the first 60 seconds. That first impression. Create patient ownership. Use the teach back principle and perform one unexpected act of service. If you found value in this episode, please share this. Have a listen to some of the other stuff that we chat about. And until next time,